to know him a bit, he would offer me advice. I took some of it, and then unfortunately I didn't take some of the other, and generally I should have done. So it's been an enormous privilege to be able to share ideas, passion, and of course our great love for nature. Whenever we get together, we immediately start telling each other what's the most recent thing we've seen, what's the most recent great story in the natural world that's pricked up our ears. And his passion and enthusiasm and fascination has never dulled.
No. And it's not just broadcasting that the two of you have in common, you're also such passionate campaigners. And do you think it's that when Sir David speaks, people have to listen? Do you think that's why he's such a fight or campaigner?
Well, David built a firm foundation of engaging people with life on Earth. And he invested an enormous amount in getting them to develop an affinity, a love for it. And that meant that they cared about it. And now he uses his voice, and I'm able to use mine, to draw upon that love and care, because we're in a crisis and we really need to be looking after the environment and life far more than we are. And David has done that. When you think of the people he's spoken to at COP, US presidents, and he has that capacity to hold their attention.
Yeah.
I just wish I would heed his very wise words. Because the key thing about David, as a broadcaster and an ambassador, is that he's always told us the truth. And when someone's telling you the truth, with the emphasis and importance of Sir David Attenborough, then you would be wise to listen.
Right. And just to finish off, would you like to be still campaigning and broadcasting at 100 like him and following his footsteps?
Well, I have no choice. I can't retire. I should be battling on until my, dying breath, whenever that comes. I mean, I got into TV because I have a vocational interest in looking after our planet. I'm not the sort of guy that can go home, open a bottle of wine and forget about what's going on in the world. So I get up every morning. In fact, I get up earlier most mornings now as the crisis grows. And I will be working very, very hard to address all of those issues. But ultimately on a platform built by the greatest of all ambassadors for life on Earth, the one and only Sir David.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sorry, I can't hear anything.
That's okay. Feel free to step in if you want to.
Chris has said I should shout at him. Should I shout at you as well, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay, we're all ready.
Wonderful. Let's start off with Michael. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Sir David Attenborough. How do you feel here to celebrate his 100th birthday and to celebrate that incredible career?
Well, I mean, David is, I think, the most influential person in my life. Not just because of his programs and the nature of his programs and the messages he sends out about the state of the world, but the way he does it. He's just a marvellous presenter.
Yeah.
And I do presenting myself. I've learned a lot from David. And mainly it is just to remember that you are the person looking out at the world for the audience.
Yeah.
It's not about people looking back at you and seeing you wearing different outfits and swanning around. And David always immerses himself in whatever he's doing. And I think that's something I've done when I go out. I like to talk to people and get them to talk back to me, to tell them what's happening in their lives and all that. So I do humans and David does animals, as he said to me once.
Yeah. That's a good
he's
summing
also,
up of that.
David's a wonderfully, I'll give you an example of his modesty. Must have been about 8-9 years ago. He must have been in his 90s. And I was at the Canadian Embassy and he was being honoured with something and David hadn't turned up and all that sort of thing. And then eventually David suddenly appears through the door on his own. I said, David, that's amazing. I came on the district line. I said, well, you just come here on your own, no one with you. He said, no one's with me. And he said, I came last night too, and it was the wrong night. I mean, that's just brilliant.
It sums up his humility, doesn't it?
Yeah, humility, sense of the absurd, sense of humour. But no, I mean, he's a remarkable man. I've never known quite such a sort of universal attitude to somebody. There's usually some people like, some people don't like. But David, everybody
likes him. Yeah. And just a little bit on looking from the outside, what are some of the sort of things he's made that have particularly inspired you and you particularly enjoyed watching?
Well, I mean, I'm just remembering some of the later programs he's done. One was called Ocean, and I thought that no one had really done underwater, so he made that a big thing. And the scraping of the bottom fishing, I think they call it, bottom trawling, really got David very, very, almost as angry as I've seen him. And he doesn't really do anger, because, but he does indignation. And then later, just at 100 years old, out comes a thing called Wild London, which is beautiful, which gives him back to being what he does so well, which is talking very comfortably, very easily with people, sitting on the bench and all that. So, there are two sides of him, which I recently remembered.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, Mike. I appreciate it. So can you tell me a little bit about...
Should I look in here to you?
Look to me.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about why you've come down here to celebrate Sir David's life and obviously his incredible career.
I mean, I don't know how, but I've been asked to sing and I'm so grateful and honoured to be here. And I mean, Sir David is just one of my heroes, and he's so many people's heroes. And I think it should not just be one day to celebrate him as a movement.
And tell me a little bit about sort of some of the work that he's done that's inspired you and you particularly enjoyed watching down here.
I mean, I grew up on the Blue Planet series. I recently just watched his A Gorilla Story, which I thought was incredible. I mean, we all grew up watching him, and I think he's just my hero. I love him.
And do you think it's that kind of passion for wildlife and passion for broadcasting that's kept him so young at 100 years old?
It must be. It must be. I think he's given so much to the world, and he must have got something back for it. He's given so much to us. He's been a pioneer his whole life. His passion and his devotion to the world and the environment, to animals, is genuinely the most inspiring thing I think I've ever witnessed in my entire life, to be honest.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you.
I'm